Thank you to President Trump and this commission for allowing us to speak about our experience as foster parents. My name is Brian Wuoti, and this is my wife, Katie. We have dedicated many years to serving our community in Vermont. I am a pastor and a school teacher, and Katie homeschools our 5 children. Together, we've tried to live by God's call to do justice, love mercy, and to care for the orphaned. In 2014, we saw a growing crisis in Vermont. The opioid epidemic had hit our state particularly hard, and there were more children in foster care than there were loving homes to accept them. Our church had started a recovery group, but Katie and I felt called to do even more, so we stepped forward. And our family had the privilege of fostering and ultimately adopting 2 brothers. Foster care is partnership with the state, working together to bring children safety and stability, and whenever possible, reunification with biological parents. For years, our relationship with Vermont's Department of Children and Families was a success. But in 2022, that changed. When we sought to renew our foster care license, the state introduced a new policy. It required parents to promote gender ideology, including telling children that they could change their sex and using inaccurate pronouns if a child desired. We told the state that we would love any child who came through our door, and loving a child means speaking the truth in love. We believe every child is wonderfully made. We would never tell a child that God made a mistake and that he or she was born in the wrong body.
This issue is deeply personal for our family. As a child, I struggled with gender dysphoria. My experience confirmed what research shows now. The majority of children who experience these feelings will find peace with their bodies if they are given time, support, love, and the freedom to grow. I know personally that there is nothing compassionate about confusion. Love requires truth. And I will be forever grateful to my parents for loving me unconditionally and speaking truth in my life about who I am and how God created me. When we told Vermont that we would love and care for any child, but could not harm them in this way, the state revoked our foster license. Vermont also revoked the license of another remarkable family, Brian and Rebecca Gant, for similar reasons. The Gants specialize in caring for children with special needs and have adopted 3 children from the foster system. At the time their license was revoked, they had just agreed to welcome a soon-to-be-born baby boy whose mother struggled with addiction. That baby needed a home. But instead of putting the child's interests first, the state turned away a loving family that was waiting for him. This was heartbreaking, especially in a state where children have slept on police station floors because there were not enough foster families. Vermont excluded families like ours and the Gants not because we did anything wrong, but because the government did not like our beliefs. And Vermont is not alone. Kids are suffering in other states that have enforced similar policies, including Massachusetts, Oregon, and Washington State. These policies label families like ours unfit, even though many of us have spent years successfully caring for foster children. That raises a troubling question. If the government can declare families unfit to foster a child because we believe sex can't be changed, how long before the government decides we are unfit to raise our own biological children?
Which is why we felt we had no choice but to sue the state of Vermont for violating our First Amendment rights, which we did in 2023 with the help of the Alliance Defending Freedom. Thankfully, just last month, after more than 3 years of litigation, Vermont finally agreed to rescind its decision, allow us to reapply for our license, and end its discriminatory policy. But this should never have required a courtroom. The government shouldn't target parents who embrace the truth that there are only 2 sexes, equal in worth, different in design. Today, we are grateful to this administration for the steps it has taken to protect kids. We appreciate the Administration for Children and Families for sending letters to Vermont and other states warning them for their exclusionary policies that violate the First Amendment and federal funding guidelines. We know that when law rejects truth, there is a human cost. But when government respects religious freedom, more families step forward, more children find forever homes, and communities grow stronger. Our hope is simple, that every child will have a chance to grow up in a safe, loving home, and that no state will stand in the way of families eager to provide one. Thank you.